Good morning, guys. Hope you're having a good day. It's August 18, and we're going to have the part one of Microstrategy Trading 101. This section is about an hour, and it will go over the fundamentals of what microstrategy trading is. If you're new or if you have some experience in trading, this information here may be extremely helpful for you. I will advise for you to go over it and listen to it carefully. You can always text me or reach me if you have a question or post it. But it's important to know the fundamentals of microstrategy trading. What is microstrategy trading? It is the execution of any given securities or options in a ladder movement. You buy them in steps and you sell them in steps. Now, what's the advantage? The advantage is that if you buy them as the stock goes down, you buy them in steps to fill the position in your portfolio, you will lessen your chances of losing in that stock. In other words, as the stock goes down, you pick up smaller pieces of that stock and you lower your cost. And at some point, that stock will turn around and you reverse course and you start selling it. Now, before I get into it, trading is an extremely difficult job. Don't take it lightly. Trading is not opening up your system or your trading platform and getting it and thinking that I'm going to just buy a bunch of shares today and then sell it later or sell it another week or 2 weeks. You can execute an order the wrong way, and you will be sitting on that stock for months, if not years. And I've seen that. I've had cases that I had to wait years for stock to go back up. I remember when I started it, I bought Baidu for over $300. What did I do? I bought, I think, 50 shares of Baidu, one shot, thinking that it's gone up so much, it's gonna probably go next step would be 350. Boy, was I wrong. That stock was sitting in my portfolio for almost 2 years before it started bouncing back up. So we want to avoid that. You want to have a portfolio that is clean of these kinds of mistakes. You don't want to have a stubborn short, which I'll explain later, or a rotten long. Okay, so we have two terminology: stubborn short, rotten long in your portfolio, because they'll be sitting in your portfolio for months and you can't do anything about it. It'll tie up your cash. It'll ruin your day every day you open up your portfolio. And it just gets you nowhere. It limits your trading ability. So microstrategy trading, it really is a controlled risk trading. Trading is risky to begin with. The second you execute an order, you don't know if you'll have a gain out of that order. There's no guarantee. in the market. There's no guarantee in anything. But the market is a different animal. The market will crush you. Just imagine if you were to open a business. You would have to spend countless hours daily, work 6 to 7 days a week. There's no guarantee you're going to make it. In fact, ultimately, some 20 to 25% of all the businesses make it only after 10 years. The other 75% will fail. You do not want to be that failed business. You do not want to be that failed trader. You've got to have discipline. You have to have a goal. You cannot get in thinking that I'm just going to come up with a strategy and I hope it's going to work. Hope is not a strategy. Hope will destroy you because your hope is subject to the kind of strategy you're going to be using to do trading. In which case, in this case, most of you guys have no strategy. Your only strategy is let me hope if I can find a stock that I can purchase and I'm going to sell it at a higher price. Or I heard the news that this particular stock is going down because of some issues and I'm going to buy it and I'm going to just sell it immediately. It's not going to work like that. There is a lot more to trading than thinking that you just pick up an order, pick up a stock, and then execute it. And then you'll have a great life after that. Make a lot of money after that. It is just not like that. I learned it the hard way when I lost 80% of my portfolio and I was faced with getting a job as an Uber driver or I don't know, office desk. But I refused to give in. Yes, I lost close to $800,000. It's peanuts, and this business is peanuts. But for someone who just started it, this business, it was a big chunk. So don't be me a year ago. Why do I do that? Why do I say that? I say that because the strategy I was using was no strategy. I was trading. I was making 10 to 20% of my portfolio by luck. I just want to say it again, by luck. There was no strategy there. I was just hoping things gonna work out. But it didn't work out. So in 2020, when the pandemic hit, it wiped me out. And it wiped out a lot of professionals, to be honest. You know, a lot of the hedge funds, a lot of the big boys. You guys remember Bill Ackman came on CNBC. He was on the verge of crying. He said, "This is hell. Hell is here." You guys remember that? You guys remember when he came on TV, he started freaking out. You know, a guy like Bill Ackman freaking out took the market down by an additional 5%, 3%, or 4%. I remember that clearly. Those were dark days for a lot of us. But those dark days were that amazing for me because it motivated me to work on a strategy, on a technique that's going to deliver. And that's MicroStrategy trading. It took my entire portfolio, which was almost down to ashes, took everything out, and turned everything around, returned my entire money and profit on top of it, some gains on top of it. Now, here's the deal. When the market crashed, people started getting into the market. The retail investors, my own nephew, 16 years old, got into the market thinking that there are professional traders now. Now they can make money. You could buy anything when the market crashed. It would double, triple your money by the end of the year. So everyone thought, you know what? I found something very big. I think I'm a trader. I'm going to be trading. All of those guys made a lot of money in 2020. End of 2020, they all called themselves professional traders. They were like herds. They were all following each other. Somebody would say in Reddit, let's buy AMC. Everybody just runs, buy AMC. Like they have no clue what they're buying. They're buying stocks with no fundamentals or zero fundamentals. They're buying stocks that are supposed to be penny stocks, not medium cap or small cap stocks that they have become. And they're still doing it, believe it or not. But a lot of them dropped off. Yes, some made a lot of money by luck, but the majority of them lost a lot of money. The majority of them had no clue, or almost all of them had no clue what they were doing. They thought that this is the newfound things for them. Market is a place to be for them. They're professional traders. They've got to make money. Market fooled them. In 2021, early part of 2021, things changed. Market was no longer sick like the way it was in 2020. So the professional traders started making money. The unprofessional Robinhood traders, which most of them are on that platform, started losing money. And a lot of them dropped off. Because this is the real environment right now to work as a trader. This is the environment that market's supposed to act the way market acts. It goes up, it shoots down. It would never shoot down like the way it did in 2020 unless there is another pandemic or another serious crisis out there. But otherwise, expect your usual weekly, monthly corrections. Expect those hyper days that market shoots up 2, 3, 400 points and comes right back down by the end of the day. These are normal conditions. Now go ahead, try to make money in this market. Not easy. If you don't have a strategy, get out or come on board. Let's do this together. I'm going to be frank with you. Won't be easy. A lot of work. Okay. But once you get it, once you understand it, things will start making sense. Things will make sense. I promise you that. But if you are set in your ways, and some of you guys know who I'm talking about, if you've been doing this for 100 years and you know the way to do it for the past 100 years only, and if you're not open to change, if you're not open to understand a comprehensive trading strategy, then you're not going to be successful. Most likely, if you're young, you will be successful. But if you're old like me, you're going to have to try harder. Just imagine being old like me, 54, and not only try to learn a new strategy or technique of trading, but also develop it, invent it, create it, which in essence I did. I created this technique. Me. I don't care who you are or what you say. Once you know the way I show you to trade, You will just open your eyes. You're going to say, I see what's going on. I understand the strategy. Don't be closed-minded. Do it. Execute it. It's going to be painful. So when we start your portfolio is going to be live. You would have a live, human-like portfolio. What does that mean? Your portfolio will only behave, will only respond the way you treat it. You treat your portfolio poorly, you give it little attention, you ignore it, your portfolio not only ignores you, your portfolio will destroy you. It's like a bad marriage. You treat like your spouse like garbage. Your spouse, which in this case is your portfolio, treats you like garbage. It'll give you a lot of headache. It'll make you suffer like no one has ever done to you. So treat your portfolio with care and TLC. Love your portfolio. Your portfolio is the bridge that will enable you to go far, to go places. And if you're going to be with Tesoro Capital, as you know, your portfolio's performance will give you the ability to reach high, to get that $250,000 portfolio ultimately that we want our traders to have. Treat it with love and respect. That's in terms of your portfolio. Your portfolio must be balanced. What I mean by that, think of a scale, right? One of those old-fashioned 1880s scale that it's got two trays, one on each side. Imagine your portfolio is that scale. What happens if you have only longs on one side of the scale? It tips down. That tipping down means you lose. That means it'll weigh your portfolio down. Can you guys give me an estimated guess? Why? Why would it do that? Why would it brings my portfolio down if I am just long on the portfolio? Simply because when the market drops down, when the market goes down 300-400 points, whatever, 200 points, your portfolio has no direction to go but down. That's clear. I mean, I cannot make it as simple as that. So, what's the right thing to do? The right thing to do is add shorts to portfolio to hedge against losses on your longs. Now, adding shorts to the portfolio is a good hedge only if you execute it right. But God knows if you execute it wrong, you're in it for big trouble. So, balancing your portfolio truly is a balancing act. You have to know how to balance a perfect portfolio this way. When you put your portfolio out in the middle of a storm in a market, your portfolio is sitting out on a nice recliner and sipping on pina colada or Bloody Mary. Your portfolio doesn't even care what the market does. Your portfolio laughs at the market. Your portfolio tells the market, bring it on, as you're not moving me. So this is another advantage of micro strategy trading. It'll make your portfolio resilient to the market storms, only if it's done right. So here's a clear example. Here's my portfolio. Yesterday was a pretty crappy day. Market almost went down to 500 points, but it bounced back to almost 300, down, of course. This is the losses I had in my portfolio, but guess what? This loss is not because my portfolio did not perform well. It's because I have some positions here, which I'll go over with you later. Two positions I'll show you only. I show you the Amazon, okay, right here, top of the page. $18 shares of Amazon, right? It gave me $1,000 in losses that day. My second position, and forget about everything else here for now. My second position is Boeing. Again, it's another thing I want to show you guys, which I'm glad it's happened. Gave me $2,600. So I have $3,600 in losses between these two. Imagine if these two weren't here. Imagine if we do what the MicroStrategy trading tells you to do, which is hold as little positions as possible. If they weren't here, that would have given me a $900 profit here. So 1,000 plus 26, that's 3,600, would give me a $1,300 gain here. For a choppy day, I would have had gain. But you know what? I did this for you guys to see. So let's go over the Boeing first. I want to show you common mistakes everyone makes. I didn't want to close these positions. I want these positions to be purposely on the portfolio. I also, even if I close it, I will create more positions like that. It's a mistake that most traders make. We open up this, which shows me an A right now, but it doesn't matter. You don't want to do this. You don't want to buy 50 shares of this particular stock at this price. Not even 48, not even 29, not even 20. You know what you want to do? You want to buy 10 shares at a time if you have the size of the portfolio that I have. Now, the 10 shares at a time would absolutely 100% secure you. Gives you the security, and if it goes down, you're protected. Also, gives you the ability to sell it once that stock recovers. Once it bounces back either the next day or possibly this particular case, I could have sold it yesterday because Boeing closed at 222. I bought these at yesterday at 221. I could have sold it, but I didn't get around to it, which is another thing I want to mention. Don't ignore that. If you have the gain, take it. Okay, so I showed you one common mistake you don't want to do. You want to be on top of your game. Now, going back to having a balanced portfolio, I said you need to have a combination of shorts and longs. Okay. Now, when the market is up, your longs are enjoying that day. And what you need to do when it comes to MicroStrategy trading, you would get rid of your longs with a gain. You have gains to get rid of them. What do you do with that money? You invest it in shorts. Now, not just any shorts, the right shorts. You do not want to buy a stubborn short. What is that? Stubborn short is the kind of short that it can run your money, it can hold your money hostage for months and months and months and will never give in, but for a long time. You do not want to buy that. Technically, there is no such a stock that will continually go up forever. At some point, it'll drop, and it'll drop big. A good example of it, stubborn short, is Moderna. Moderna went up, I think, last week, and this week went up, I don't know, 200%. So if you would have bought this stock as a short, and if you overbought it before it started shooting, before it started shooting up 200%, if you thought that this stock is way overpriced, if you bought a bunch of shares, which I would never ever recommend to buy bunch, if you would have bought it, you're definitely in big trouble. But if you buy it the right way, even your Moderna, okay, because when a stock starts moving up, that will continue for quite some time. It doesn't stop. Traders will drive it up for quite some time until it stops. When it stops, it hovers around that price for quite some time as well. It just doesn't give in. It stays up there no matter what the market condition is. And then at some point, it crashes back down. But that may be too late for you guys by then, because you're just running out of time and out of luck. So you don't want to do that. Shorts will give you amazing return only if you execute it right. Now, with my portfolio here, this is a daily live portfolio. I have the largest, leanest portfolio watch list. I'll call it a watch list for you guys in the world. Show me one trader out there that teaches you everything here with a live portfolio that can show you his or her gains and losses. Most of those traders, almost 99.99% of them, hide a lot of the stuff from you. Hide the truth. They won't tell you the bad stuff you want to hear. They'll only give you the good stuff, the happy stuff that think they're going to motivate you to buy their products or subscribe to them or get some sort of a fee out of you guys. Not here. Not me. What I'm teaching you here, it's all for free. Why? I don't know. I love people. I love America. So here, it's free training. With no obligations, nothing. It's not only free, we'll go one step further. We'll fund you. If you learn our technique, we will fund you. I'm just not making this up. I have living proof. I have a bunch of living proofs that people have been funded. I can always put you in touch with them. You guys know who you are. We have a panel, membership panel. A bunch of those funded traders are there. You can ask them. So I'm not making anything up here. I am as frank as I could be. So here's some of the amazing things that MicroStrategy trading does for you. It doesn't matter sometimes what the market does. You've got to focus on your strategy. You have to say to yourself, I'm going to stay disciplined. And I'm going to follow this strategy regardless of market conditions. If the market crashes tomorrow, MicroStrategy doesn't tell you go out there and buy every single stock you can. No. It tells you slowly get in some of the positions you're interested in, because you don't know if that's going to be the only crash tomorrow. Maybe another crash is going to be waiting for you guys. Another day and another day. Anticipate 5 crashes. Anticipate 5 horrible days in a row. Put that in your head. If I'm going to buy the stock today at a dip, just imagine that. Say to yourself, there may be another 4 bad days for the market coming up. What's that going to do to my position on the stock? Do I want to risk and buy 100 shares of it, which is my entire position now, and then suffer for the next 4 sessions as the market comes down and brings my portfolio down? Or do I want to use Ben's strategy, microstrategy trading, to buy it in small pieces and limit my losses? Yes, you would limit your gains as well. But you know what they say? I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'd rather do something that I'm not going to be stuck with for months and months. Bang my head to the wall, say, what was I thinking? So don't do that. Go slow and steady. This is the name of the game. We don't need to make $1 million overnight. You're not going to make $1 million doing MicroStrategy overnight, but you would make millions over time once you know the strategy. So with MicroStrategy trading, your portfolio will perform out of nowhere. You would have positions that were sitting there you built up over time that the market continued to go down, and all of a sudden there's just one day comes in and then all of those positions begin to cash out for you guys. So you could be sitting 4 or 5 days on a flat day or semi losing days because market's gone down, but in one day all of it's going to turn around. You begin to see your gains. When you pull out your gains, don't get greedy. As I said, set up your goal, set your objective of what you should be your execution gain. Every execution should come with a gain. So my target gain is 40 to 50. If I'm really desperate and if I need the cash, I do 30. But I've never come to the point of desperation doing micro trading. I use the margin if I need to, but I try to avoid it. And if I make, that $40 or $50 gain per transaction, I'll be happy. I want to do 40 or 50 of them a day. So if my day is going to be $1,500 to $2,000 a day, that'll make me happy. It's not a lot of money for me, but it makes me happy. You will do the same. Once you get your big portfolio, you will make that kind of money and more. Now, I expect to get minimum 1% average daily on my portfolio. So if I have $100,000 in my portfolio, worth of $100,000 capital, I should be able to generate about $1,000 a day in gains. That doesn't mean you're going to be generating that kind of gain on a daily basis. You're not going to have $1,000 every day coming out. No. This is the way it's going to work. You'll have days that you would make nothing. You would lose $3,000 or $4,000 or $2,000 to $3,000. But it doesn't matter. Those are huge potholes when you're driving. Just move. Don't stop. Continue going. And then you'll have days that you make $4,000 or $5,000. So it'll average out to about $1,000 a day. You will see once you start executing it the right way. This particular portfolio is about $290,000, of which probably over $100,000 invested in just buying stocks to add it as a watch list. So I'm really working with maybe 120,000 on this particular portfolio. And I created this portfolio for you guys so you can see what's going on. And we do things in action every day, every morning. Live video. If you're a trader, you want to see it. Because I'm not going to present to you some hypothetical graph and data. So, well, if you act this way, you would make this amount of money. It's not. I'm not going to do that. I won't sugarcoat anything. I will let you know the mistakes that I made in the past and you should avoid it. I'll make everything transparent. No BS here. Be disciplined, please. We all heard the word FOMO. It's a horrible word. It's bad. Don't do that, please. Don't do that to yourself and your family. You take your little money you saved in your account and you do a FOMO job. And then you become a bag holder. FOMO turns into a bag holder. That's what it is. A lot of those smart traders make the profit out of you. They're going to say, okay, now hold on to the bag for the next, God knows, couple of years. Don't be that sucker. You'll never be that sucker if you trade the right way. If you do microstrategy trading. Please, do this for yourself. Do this for your family. Don't even do this for yourself. Do this for your family. Don't get yourself stressed out and then take it out on others. It's your own doing. You messed up. Deal with it. Okay, we all make mistakes. But those are mistakes. But if you do that intentionally, day in and day out, that's not mistakes. That's bad habits. Don't do it. Don't be a sucker. With microstrategy trading, we stake out like a tiger with cash in our hands and wait for opportunities. We don't go in there thinking that market's waiting for me to make money. You ever get that feeling that every time you enter a position, that stock tanks? I've gotten that many times. I buy something after contemplating for weeks and days, and then the second I get in, it tanks. Or vice versa. The second I sell that losing position because I got fed up with it, it shoots up. It happens to all of us. And you know what? Market is watching you. Market is watching to take advantage of you, to hurt you really bad. Be careful. Market is a vicious place to be in. If you've never done anything, if you've never had correct training, please save your money. Don't do anything. You only get lucky once. Yes, you get into the market, you start buying some stuff, and you make money. You're like, wow, I am a trader now. I'm a professional. But it only takes that one bad decision that'll wipe you out. Don't do that. You don't need that. Let's do things right. Please. No rush buying allowed here. Rush buying is absolutely prohibited. And I've got another fact for you. 9 out of 10 traders lose money. You need to be that 10th trader that makes money. Okay. So these are some of the facts on part one that I'm discussing. Part two of this training will go dive into the strategy and what we got to do, the way to make it, the way to make money. But this particular session is a prerequisite of how to trade. You have to be mentally ready to trade. Look, we're all going to have those bad days. I had days that I lost $175,000 in one day. But guess what? I went out to dinner that night and had a glass of wine and I was just smiling and nobody had any clue that I lost that much money that day. So it's a little hard for people to lose that kind of money, but it's not the end of the world. Failure is good, but too many failures are bad. You learn a lot of lessons from your failures, but you shouldn't at this point fail because I will give you the technique. I will give you everything you need to know to succeed. Take advantage of it. I wish I had someone like me when I started in this field. Everybody just turned their face and let's go get a life. You want us to teach you how to trade? What's in it for us? A good friend of mine, a good friend of a friend, I even begged him, can you teach me? This guy made a lot of money in the market. I said, can you give me some idea how to get into the market? It was like, get a life. Go watch some TV. Go watch the CNBC and Bloomberg. Done, you know. You know what? Come to think of it, he was right. He probably lost a lot of money. He learned it the hard way. Nobody taught him probably. And it's like, well, I'm going to teach this kid everything that I know for free? No. You will learn on your own. But not here. Not me. This is America. I love America. We have to help each other. We have to make this the best country in the world, which it is. Okay? Better traders are better for us, better for society. And hopefully, someday you learn how to trade properly, whether it's my trade or other people's trades, and you teach that to other people for free. So, again, going back to your portfolio must have control risk. Your portfolio has a knob there somewhere on the side of it. You turn the knob to the right, you increase your risk. You put it in the middle, your portfolio is neutral. Turn it to the left, you lower your risk on your portfolio. I can't make it simpler than that to understand. Yes, even with MicroStrategy, you can increase your risk. You can have a very risky portfolio by overdoing a lot of those techniques. Your risk is higher. What does that mean? Your loss and your gains will be higher. Do you have the stomach for that? If you have the stomach for that, do it. But you may have to sit on those losses for a while. Months, if not years. But if you don't have the stomach for that, either go to neutral or turn the knob slightly to the left. This way, you will be on the safe side. You'll be asleep at night knowing that nothing bad will happen the next day. So, typically, my portfolio is between the middle and the right. So, I normally leave it in the middle. But when I want to take a risk, when I want to just get that little extra endorphin or that excitement, I turn the knob to the right to get a little bit more excited. And at the same time, it could be the other way. It could be not a great excitement. It could be a down day for me. But I typically lean towards the right side of the knob because I like it, because I have a general idea, a good idea how to deal with this kind of a portfolio. Okay. Once you learn it, you will be the same way. You start in the center, then possibly as you start learning, you probably lower your risk a little, start working with it, whether it's your own portfolio or you're going to be working with that paper account money to pass the test to get a real account. You would want to be on the safe side. You want to be in the center or slightly lower the risk. Yes, your portfolio is not going to perform as well. You're not going to have that 1% daily return, but you would be safe. So safety is number one. You want to hold on to your capital. You don't want to lose it. With the MicroStrategy trading, don't be greedy. Greed is not allowed in the MicroStrategy trading. Greed is bad, very bad. What greed does, it will take away your profit. If it's sitting there, you're not taking it out. Say goodbye to it the next day because it may not be there. Clear example of it. In my portfolio here, lots of times I had gains that I got caught up and I forgot to take out, and it wasn't there the next day. Here's a good example of it. I have gains here, $59. Didn't take it out yesterday. There's no guarantee it's going to be here today. It's short, by the way. I shorted this stock because it was gone up too much, and I'll go over that stuff with you on the next 60 minutes we're going to discuss. So take out your gains. Don't get greedy. Otherwise, the market takes it out for you. A good example just now, I had some Target shares I was short in, and I sold a bunch of it yesterday because it went down. Target had a run on for months. If you look at today's date, go to the chart on Target. In fact, we can just take a look at the chart on the Target right now. Target right here. Okay, this is a semi-stubborn short. Let's take a look at the chart here. I picked up this short somewhere around here, I believe somewhere here or here, which I showed you back in June. Okay, check this out. June, July, and almost half of August, this thing continued to go up. But I add more and more positions to it, but did it carefully. See this? But at some point, it was going to have a day like here or here. If I averaged everything out correctly, I picked out about 242 the lowest, and I continued picking up 245, 250. If I average it correctly, I would dump my high cost here, make some money, okay? And I have some more left, which if we look at Target right here, and I dumped what I could, and I was waiting for that next bad news to dump more because my cost is still higher on it. So today, today we had the news came out that the earnings wasn't that great, so that's a good day for me because I left with 15 shares of Target, right? It dropped another 4 points. So if you look at here, see when I bought these. I bought these, the first one started back in June 30th. See it? So yes, it'll give me an opportunity to get rid of it. I've got $180 loss on it, but again, with this down day for the market for Target, I'll probably gain 60 of it back, but I still have to hold on for it to go down further. It's still a gain for today, but it's a good sign. But I did get rid of a whole lot of it yesterday. So this is where we are in terms of shorting a stock. Now, we have something called conversions. What is a conversion? Let me see if we see a conversion right here. We'll go through this portfolio. I didn't want to go over the portfolio, anything with portfolio as of now. I wanted to do it later. But here's a conversion right here. You see right here? This particular stock gave me 2 shares, $22 gain, right? It's just gone up ridiculously. It's almost close to 52-week high. What does that mean? It's almost time for me to dump it and convert it from long to short. So when the timing is right, when the market is at a high point, that may be a good time for me to dump it because this is going to reach 52-week high. And I hold it as a short. And I play with that short when the time is right. So I don't want to get into those terminologies right now, but I want to kind of like still go over what we've got to do. Okay. The other thing with the MicroStrategy trading is that slow movers are the safest. If you want to short something, or if you want to go long on something, do something that moves very slowly. It doesn't give you that sudden jolt and sudden high and sudden low. You do not need that. If you're long on something like that, and if it's a stock that's volatile, I call it super rabbit. When it crashes, and if you own it, it'll give you nice, ugly losses on your portfolio. Don't do that. Okay? So try to stay away from those super rabbits, we call them. So there's 4 categories on that when it comes to that. We have turtle, super turtle, rabbits, and super rabbits. Moderna is a super rabbit. Apple is a super turtle. Move very slowly. QQQ is a turtle or rabbit, depending on the day. Moves very slowly, actually. Same thing for SPY. It's a turtle. Doesn't move as fast. But you get the idea. The other thing that's very important for you guys, don't be passive. Don't just sit there thinking that your portfolio is going to do the job for you. Your portfolio is sitting there waiting for direction from you guys. Don't ignore it. If you have very special market days, let's say you have a day that the market is down, okay, and you know there are tendencies for the market to go down, you would want to get rid of some of your stock that you're sitting on with a very little gain or maybe flat and hold on to that cash because you smell trouble for the market. Dump it. Hold on to the cash. Cash is king. Please do yourself that favor. Don't just sit there thinking that, yeah, it's going to work itself out. It's not going to do anything. There's another thing in the market that happens. A very mysterious 1 p.m. rule. Now, I invented 1 p.m. rule. Nobody knows about that now. Big traders don't want to tell you about the 1 p.m. rule. What is 1 p.m. rule? It's around that time of the day when the buying and selling, or the buyers and sellers, get exhausted. You want to take a break of what they're doing and see what directions they're going to go. Whether they go down more or they reverse course and go up. So if you're in the market, if you're targeting to buy something, if you take my recommendations on my daily video in the morning, so well, these are the stocks you got to target. You want to wait for that 1 p.m. move. You don't want to wait. You're in so much rush to buy. Don't buy it when the market opens up. And I tell you all the time, don't make that mistake. You're going to get stuck with it. Wait for things to settle. Wait for things to calm down. Market's not going anywhere. It's there. Just relax. Go look at the window when the market opens up. You can target the stocks you want to buy. Don't make your moves yet. Be patient. You'll thank me later. And some of you traders know exactly what I'm talking about. I've told you guys many times don't do it, but yet you guys go behind my back and do it. And then you have to hear my mouth. Don't do it, please. Be patient. You're not missing anything. They don't give free cakes and free Starbucks. So look, sometimes it's okay if you have a balanced position. Sometimes it's okay to cover your shorts at no profit or little losses. It's okay because you know that short is dragging you down and it's just not going anywhere and it's holding your cash hostage. So dump it. It's okay. You would need that cash. Put that cash to work somewhere else. There is no guarantee or there is no statement saying that you must 100% have a gain of every single position that you have. No. Some positions you're just gonna have to get rid of because they're just annoying you. They're just sitting there annoying you daily. So if it's a little loss, get rid of it. It's just not getting you anywhere. Use that cash. You can generate more income from that cash you take out from that position in the near future than holding on to that cash. But of course, if you make big mistakes and buy bulk of something, you will be sitting on it for a while. If your losses are big, unfortunately, you're stuck with it. You'll have to just write it out until you recover. You can't lose. You can't sell a position that you lost a few $100s or thousands of dollars on it. You're gonna have to sit and write it out. You made that mistake. You made your bet. You lay on it. So shut up and just deal with it. Otherwise, don't make that mistake in the first place. Don't go crazy, buy ridiculous stocks. I mean, seriously, take a look at my inventory. You see 10, 11, and 20s and 30s. You see, I go enough to fill my positions. Look at RCL. Okay, RCL's been gone down for the longest. I finally decided to pick up some positions. And guess what? I picked up 20. How did I pick up the 20? 10 and 10, 8 and 2. I didn't go buy even 21 shot. Yeah, I've got $5,000, $5,000 to $7,000 position per stock here, but I only filled $1,600 worth of it. Because you know what? It may go down more. I may come back and visit it. If it doesn't go down, RCL is one of those stocks that shoots up, goes up 5, 6, 7 points, and I make my gain for that day, which is minimum $50. I know I will do it, which I will show it to you. And I'm showing it to you on a daily basis. You see it. Don't do it then. Don't be passive. So, I don't want to go over an hour. We got 1 minute left. That 1 minute, I'm going to talk about staying calm. When there's a bad storm out there, don't make hasty decisions. Don't do anything crazy. Just stay calm. Just relax. You will be fine. Think with your brain, not with your heart. Keep emotions out, 100%. Emotions not allowed in this business. So calm is a key factor in this business. I know you would probably say, well, why wasn't Bill Ackman calm when the market crashed a year ago? You know what? Even the best professionals out there, they freak out. But on the normal market conditions that we are facing now, which is going forward, we're out of the pandemic almost, hey, you'll have down days. You'll have days that you want to jump in and buy a bunch of stock. Don't do that. Just wait. Not worth the headache later. So this would be the end of our MicroStrategy Trading 101, Part 1. I hope you found this information helpful. I hope that you stay patient. You practice a lot of the things I discussed with you here. If you have your own portfolio, start with that attitude first. Second part of this discussion, which I will discuss it with you probably the next couple of days, will be how to execute your orders, how to actually do MicroStrategy trading. With that in mind, I hope you guys have a great day and happy trading.